What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? The Vegetarian here, and I'm in this urban jungle with a couple of tigers. Today I'll make a video. This is something I wanted to talk about for a while. I'm very passionate about this source of protein, which is tofu. It's fairly boring, but I'm not picky, so lucky. It's okay, you can do that. Yeah, so da lucky. Yeah, as I was saying, it's a fairly boring food, unless you cook it properly. So I'm just gonna share with you. In a second we'll get back in the kitchen and I'll show you how I eat my tofu. I got a few ways I cook it, and especially for the ones that are new to veganism, it'll be a fairly beneficial video, and I'll give you some ideas. It's not such a big deal. It's a boring food, but also you can make it tasty. The nutritional benefits is high in protein, high in calcium. If it's calcium set tofu, fairly low in fat. So yeah, it's a perfect food, and yeah, I'll share that with you in a second. It's okay, lucky. Okay, so I'm in the kitchen right now, and I'm gonna show you how to do a tofu omelette or tofu scramble. So it doesn't take too long. You just need a couple of the ingredients. As you can see here, I just have a half a block of extra firm tofu. That's 30 grams of protein, so it's pretty good amount if you're concerned about that. Half bell pepper, big ass mushroom, it's a creamy, I believe, and just half a tomato is local. I got it from a farmer's market. It's got a lot of taste to it. So now I'm gonna just chop the vegetables in small cubes, and then I'm gonna just I don't know, I guess squeeze this with my hands after I clean properly, of course, or I just mash it with a fork. Okay, let's get to work. Alright, so I cubed the vegetables, and what I'm gonna do next is with the fork I'm just gonna mash this tofu. It's pretty firm, but I'll manage to do it. So I got the stove on high. I'm gonna spray some olive oil. Better if you don't, but at this point I don't care as much, so I'm just gonna spray a little bit and use a brush to just grease the pan. So now I added the vegetables here. I let them, leave them on high for a couple minutes until they soften up a little bit. Then I'll add tofu. Okay, now I'm gonna lower the temperature a little bit to maybe 6. I will add the tofu and then cover this for a few more minutes. And then I forgot to mention I added some salt and pepper to taste. Any other spices you like, feel free to do it. I keep it simple this time, so salt and pepper is okay, just good for me. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with these for adding extra taste, see, it's kind of stuck to the pan, but it's okay, I don't really care. I'm gonna add some nutritional yeast or some vegan parmesan. so maybe both, because still, I mean, this doesn't have a lot of taste. It's more of a diet food, but I love the simplicity of it. I'm not gonna elaborate too much on my everyday recipes, as I have long days. I'm working full time, then I'm working on my business, so in the weekend, yeah, I have more time to cook. But if I do this on a daily basis, then what I'm looking for is just making simple recipes. And of course, I don't want to spend my whole day in the kitchen, so I'm trying to find ways to make things easier as fast as possible. I make a few meals, then I'm trying to get out and do other stuff. Okay, so this is my tofu scramble. This is one of my favorite ways I'm eating tofu. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I have here another half a block extra firm tofu, 30 grams of protein and all that. Of course, don't judge me. I slice them like hell. They're really crappy, not the same size, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a problem with that. But anyway, you can do them in a pan, non-stick pan, use no oil, or just a regular pan, use a little bit of oil if you want. I'm gonna attempt to put them in an air fryer actually, and I'm just gonna use garlic powder, some hot sauce, and barbecue sauce. So I'm just gonna make some barbecue tofu instead of wings or other stuff that guys eat during a game or watching TV. That's not manly, that sucks. This is manly, compassion is manly. Eat tofu, don't eat freaking animals. So, okay, just give me 1 second and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so as you can see, I put tofu in a deep fryer, in a air fryer. No, not a deep fryer, you want to find one of these here. So I got the program for French fries, 400 Fahrenheit. I'm gonna check on them once in a while. Here I did earlier today some curry barbecue cauliflower, super healthy, fairly tasty, but it doesn't matter if they're tasty or not, because your palate's changing in about 3 weeks when you switch into new foods, so that might be tasty for me, it might be tasting like crap for you. So that's pretty subjective, so whatever, doesn't matter in the end. What matters is eating for your goal, eating to be healthy, leaving the animals out of this. That's what's important for me. I got bad tasting foods as a vegan, or great tasting ones. It's okay. If I want amazingly tasting food, I go to some restaurants and I can have anything I want, but when I make it at home, I'm not that concerned about taste. But yeah, this is actually okay. I'm just not a picky eater, so it's not bad tasting food. I can eat it. It doesn't kill me. On the contrary, it makes me healthier, so it's gonna be good for me. And this is the result: the air fried tofu, or barbecue tofu. Barbecue sauce, hot sauce. It looks pretty good. Okay, so last one, and probably my favorite ways to eat tofu. Okay, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but this is just what I call a Peasant Platter, and is inspired by the fact that back home in Romania people would have, when they work in the field, they usually have a chunk of cheese, and in this instance I replaced with tofu, and this is actually uncooked. I just cut in half the whole block, so this is half a block, and I got here this cucumber from a farmer's market, so it's not the stuff that you find in store. It's a little bit different in taste. And I have some bell pepper, some red onion, tomato. I have some pecans here. This is optional, so I just wanted to make it more interesting. Black olives and some toast, kind of burned, and I put a peach because it's August, so I have some fresh fruit, seasonal fruit, so I think that fits perfectly. Of course it's very plain, it's not it's not even cooked, but for me, I just love it. It's easy to make, and this is my favorite way to eat tofu. And what I have here, and what I do usually, just for some extra taste, not that I'm encouraging the use of salt or extra salt, but in some instances I do. What I usually do is whether you sprinkle on all of it, or you go like this, you have a little pile on the side and you dip your stuff in. Salt, including the tofu. Not the best thing if you have a pre-existing condition, or if you have high blood pressure or heart disease, but I swear once in a while I love having this, especially in the summer. It's really fresh, especially if you have fresh vegetables. Oh man, so good, and my favorite way to eat tofu. So here you go, I have them all three here. So this is my platter, barbecued air fried tofu and a scramble. It's pretty versatile, high calcium, high protein, low in fat. So I hope you enjoy it. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, share. Tofu, this is a best protein source here for you, or I mean one of the best. Probably legumes are better than this, but yeah, that's one of my favorite sources of protein. And see you next time. I just wanted to show you that I'm also eating this. It's not just for show.